Huh. Well, no game audio. I don't know why that is, but whatever. Fuck. Piss off.
When you play on a Minecraft server with absolutely no rules, you have to accept that anything you build is going to be destroyed by griefers given enough time. But just how much time does your build have? Well, if it lasts a few weeks, you built too close to spawn. If it lasts a year, that's pretty standard. If it lasts 2 years, that's really good. Once you go past 3 years, it becomes an accomplishment. It's incredibly rare for a base to last longer than that. Well, a base named the Monastery survived an unprecedented 8 years on the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft. 8 years! Almost an entire decade. How? How did an active base manage to survive this long on an Anarchy server? When I first heard the news of this base getting griefed, I immediately thought it had to be fake. There was no way. After all the turmoil and conflict in the server's history, I thought the odds of an active base from that era still being around would be 0. When I looked at the member list, I recognized several names, including one of my longtime friends, Victor96. Even though Victor quit the server many years ago, I'm still in contact with him, so I asked if the base was real, and to my surprise, he said yes. It was 100% legitimate. To my knowledge, this is one of the longest lasting bases in 2B2T history. Today I'm going to tell you the bizarre story of the rise and fall of the Monastery. How did this base survive for so long under everyone's noses? Well, it all began 8 years ago. The year is 2012. Minecraft is starting to surge in popularity in the mainstream, and 2B2T is still an underground Anarchy server not known by the general public. A trio of players named Marcus, Obsidian, and Fractal had just recovered from having their base destroyed a few months previously. Like the majority of the server at this time, they were vanilla players and didn't use hack clients. Marcus began searching for a new location to build a base and found a spot in some brand new chunks just over 100,000 blocks away from spawn, which in 2012 was considered a very long distance. They began building their main living quarters where they would sleep and store items. It didn't take long for the monastery to become established. Not long after the base began taking shape, one of the founders, Obsidian, quit 2B2T due to boredom and never returned. Marcus and Fractal decided to bring in new players to replace their friend. The base expanded, and the new members contributed by building infrastructure, raiding other bases and bringing back the wealth, and improving the quality of life at the base. No dupes were ever used here, so many of the resources came from the base itself. Fractal was gifted in redstone and built various contraptions to help with automation, such as massive farms, and even programmed one of 2B2T's first active AFK bots, Demong25. This bot would stay online, keep farms running, and even monitor server TPS. Good times were had at this base, but slowly over the years, people became less active. By the start of 2016, Marcus, the founder of the base, was the only active player left at the monastery. His base had survived 4 years, and he wanted a change of pace. He was invited to a much larger group base at the time, Kinograd base, or KGB for short. He decided to abandon his home and make the trek to Kinograd. He got along well with his new basemates and things seemed to be going well, but not long after, tragedy would strike. One of the head builders at Kinograd, Ormonger, was not on good terms with several members of 2B2T's powerful elite, the Tyranny, and Bran, one of Orr's basemates, sold him out, leaked the coordinates, and the base was destroyed. This grief was incredibly significant to the 2B2T community and was related to the backdoor drama of 2016. That is why this particular base grief is mentioned on the 2B2T timeline. With no place to go, Marcus offered the monastery as a place for the refugees to stay. Marcus himself had lost the motivation to play and logged out of 2B2T for what he thought would be his final time. The ex-KGB members that came to the base expanded upon it significantly in his absence by adding more buildings and even renaming the base. But much like Marcus, they too would lose the motivation to play, and the KGB refugees either quit 2B2T or moved on. As of the summer of 2016, 4 years after its creation, the base was left completely abandoned. You would think that this would spell the end for this base, but this abandonment is what would actually save it from destruction, as one of the most unlikely people would stumble upon.
Tonight, I'll be eating a pork banh mi with extra jalapenos. Thanks, baby.
On it. The YouTube invasion of 2016 brought war to the server. During the Russia War, thousands of new players were driven away from Spawn in all directions by the Spawn killers and Team Veteran sympathizers. This mass influx of new players began seeking refuge at any base they could find. During this time, a player named Zapama had joined 2B2T with the rest of the Rusher fan base and stumbled upon the monastery by complete accident. He was able to gear himself up at the base and acquire its resources. After realizing that it had actually been abandoned, instead of raiding and destroying it, he made it his home and expanded upon it, making the base even greater than it was before. He expanded on old buildings by giving them a more oriental feel, got rid of old farms that weren't being used anymore. He helped modernize the base by building an advanced transit system that connected all parts of the base together. Zapama protected it, expanded upon it, and took care to preserve its history. While the base would get found a few times during this era, he made sure that anyone passing through would keep it a secret. The base would be under his protection alone for 2 years until 2018. After 2 years of inactivity and nearly 6 years since he founded the base, Marcus logged back in. In total shock, he witnessed that the base had not only survived the war, but was in even better shape than before. Zapama introduced himself to Marcus as he recognized his name from the original member board. The two became friends, and Marcus convinced Fractal to log back in as well. Just like in 2012, the base owners were a trio again. They brought more modern blocks from the World of Color update to the base to make it look nicer, such as glazed terracotta and other blocks. Everything seemed to be going well, but the fun times would not last. In February, nearly 8 years after the base was founded, it was discovered by the group BSB, a griefing group that had spent the last year trying to make a name for themselves on the server. They blew the whole thing to smithereens with no hesitation. 8 years of history wiped out in a single evening. After the base was griefed, Marcus contacted me, feeling that the story of the monastery was finally ready to be told, but also because there was still an unsolved mystery at the base, and it involved a potential intervention by the server's admin, Housemaster. I was surprised because, like I said, nobody knew this base existed, and if it weren't for some of my old friends vouching for it, I would have written off the entire thing as a hoax. So to attempt to uncover this one final mystery, right now, we're going to take a look at what the base looked like the day before it was griefed, and actually see for ourselves if there was admin interference at this base. Let's do it. Here we are on a world download of the monastery the day before it was griefed. Now, this big mystery that Marcus was telling me about, it has to do with Housemaster removing this. Apparently, this mob farm was removed by Housemaster with World Edit because it was lagging the server. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, so we're going to take a look to see if there's any evidence of World Edit being used in those chunks. Now, for those of you that have been watching this entire video so far, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I love bringing you 2B2T content. But anyway, let's take a look over here. Now, it should have been right here. And it was floating, so there really is no easy way for us to tell whether it was removed with World Edit or not. The chunks don't look any different. There doesn't seem to be any signs of tampering. Marcus just told me that one day he logged in and the mob farm was just completely gone. And this was before he abandoned it for the first time. So, you know, I guess that's just one of those urban legends that we're never going to find out the answer to. Unless Housefest is up someday. But anyway, if you want to explore this base for yourself, I've actually left a world download link in the description if you want to check it out yourselves. But that's it for today's video, everyone. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on when new 2B2T content is coming out. But that's it, everyone. Take it easy, and if you plan to play, make sure you stay alive out there, Fit Fam.
Hey, you! Me? Yeah, you! Don't you want to play something different?
Bring it up!
Try this?
Mr. Beast, one of the largest YouTubers on the entire platform, unexpectedly joined the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft last week, and in the process, almost killed him. As soon as him and his filming crew joined, they were instantly spotted in chat and the server began to panic. 2B2T has a history of YouTubers invading the server, causing it to be unplayable at times. Much of the player base has rough memories from these events. On this 10-year-old Minecraft server with no rules, a YouTuber of Mr. Beast's size making a video has never happened before and would be catastrophic. Wait times to get into the server would be at all-time highs for weeks on end. Joining through regular queue would be impossible, and the influx of Mr. Beast fans would mean constant conflict at spawn. 2B2T as we know it would be unplayable, even for longtime players like me. As expected, when all of them showed up on the server at once, the player base started hunting them down and also tried to crash the server to stop them from filming. It was absolute chaos. And now, over a week later, the server is still in disarray, with players lagging the server, crashing it using exploits, and even the server's admin, Housemaster, being forced to intervene in the anarchy. So, what exactly happened? What did Mr. Beast do that caused all of this? Today we'll be covering the entire situation on 2B2T, discussing what happened, the negative response from the community, and why the server is still going crazy. If you don't normally watch my videos, you may be thinking, wow, some of these players seem to take Minecraft pretty seriously. You have no idea. To these people, their block game is everything. We have much to discuss. Before we get started today, it's always cool to see other smaller creators making content about 2B2T. If you've ever wanted to make videos but don't know where to start, Filmora 10 is right for you. Filmora makes it easy to create amazing looking videos with different kinds of special effects. Things like motion tracking, keyframing, and splicing footage are easier than ever in Filmora 10. Soon you'll be adding titles, elements, and other special effects like a pro. With all the options available to you, it'll make editing fun, easy, and more exciting than ever before. To get started, click the link in the description below. And thanks again to Filmora for sponsoring today's video. Will you give it a try? Now then, let's get started. So let me explain what happened with Mr. Beast in chronological order so that it's easy to understand. Last week Monday, Mr. Beast and his filming crew suddenly joined 2B2T without warning. Instead of doing what most YouTubers do, which is to join on alts to stay anonymous, they were all on their main accounts, so naturally they were spotted instantly. They spent their time trying to escape spawn, sending messages in public chat, and even signed a few Minecraft books for players that could get close. Shown here is 2B2T player Carson MC showing off his books written by Mr. Beast and others in the film crew, which could now be considered highly valuable. It didn't take long for players to start hunting them down, and others fired up lag machines in a bold attempt to crash the server. They knew that if Beast made a video, joining the server through the regular queue would be impossible. Little by little, the filming crew got disconnected, so after about 60 minutes, the majority of them were gone. It was around this time I was finally able to log in, after which I was contacted in-game by one of the people working for Mr. Beast. They told me to add them on Discord, so I did. While this was going on, the player base already started grouping up to prepare for an invasion. Since 2016, anytime a big YouTuber would invade the server, an incursion was created to help prepare for the worst. And just as before, the appearance of Mr. Beast caused players to come together for the 10th incursion, led by longtime player Joey Coconut. At the same time, the Infinity Incursion, a group that's been active on the server for some time now, also began rallying people. Both groups managed to organize in under an hour, which shows how dedicated these players actually are when they view something as a threat. They all started to gather at spawn to prepare for the next step of their plan. Meanwhile, on Discord, after adding Mr. Beast's production manager, I was told about what was actually happening. He stated that due to the disconnects, they would likely be trying to film again in the near future. At this point, I was actually invited to be in their video to participate or to act as some sort of bodyguard for Beast. Knowing the video was going to be made with or without me, I said I was open to the idea, but I wanted to know exactly what they had planned first, so that I could potentially warn the others and prepare them. I was given a rough outline of their plan and was asked for input. Without leaking anything, it was a cool idea, but I told them how tough it was going to be to pull off. I also gave them some additional advice on the nature of 2B2T. Mr. Beast and his crew were already seeing immense amounts of hate coming from the community, and were starting to realize how toxic of a place the server actually was. Not long after, I was informed that the video was most likely going to be cancelled. They were having second thoughts about the whole thing. I informed the incursion of the good news. It seemed that 2B2T had just dodged a bullet, but it wasn't out of the woods yet. Members of the film crew kept being spotted on the server over the next few days. Because it wasn't 100% certain that Beast was truly gone, the incursion wanted to make sure there'd be no chance of them coming back. The members also wanted to create a community project of some sort, as is tradition during incursions. So everyone came together for something that would unintentionally cause the server to go haywire and force Housemaster to intervene. The incursion...
QuickCheck showed me the best Capital One card I could get approved for with 100% certainty, and it didn't impact my credit score. I wish I could be that certain about everything. Like whether my kid's gonna be famous.
It's like I'm just trying to not be sick at all, but I can't help it. It's like I'm not sick. I just keep thinking that in my head, but then I just you are.
Incursion started placing massive amounts of enchantment tables near Nether spawn just to make it harder for people to crystal PvP and make it easier to cut down new players. But in the process of placing all these tables, it was discovered that they have some strange properties that actually allow them to be weaponized. By placing a ton of enchantment tables together in the same area, players will notice their frame rates drop due to the books on top rendering. It can sometimes go low enough to crash players out of the game entirely. But not only did they drop frame rate, they also caused the server's TPS to drop, creating massive amounts of lag. The reason for why they do this is disputed, but the incursion began placing as many enchantment tables as possible near 0-0 in the Nether, which began lagging the server anytime they were loaded. From an incursion standpoint, the project was looking very successful. New players that got too close could often be kicked back into the queue. Members even figured out how to prevent themselves from crashing out by using a specific no-render hack that stopped showing the
There's my
books
sign that
on
I
top
left.
of the tables.
What is it?
The
A
pile
sign
of
that I
them at
left.
0-0
Somebody
ended up
said,
having
welcome to the
80,000
Kanata
tables in it,
Nuzi
which
and
wreaked
Zumi
havoc
Road.
on the
And I
server's
said,
health.
Arigato.
When an entire chunk of them was
Yeah.
actually completed in the
It means
overworld,
thank you in Japanese.
Housemaster
Doesn't sound like
finally
a
noticed
Japanese
what was
name.
going on. If too many of these table chunks were created, the lag would make the server unplayable. So he began to physically remove every single one that the incursion had placed. So far, as of me making this video, he has done this at least twice. It's kind of funny in a way. The fear of Mr. Beast making a video and causing the server to become unplayable ended up with the player base making their own server unplayable out of fear just to make sure that Beast wouldn't return. I know, it's a lot of mental gymnastics, but that's basically the situation right now. It's a strange story and just displays how chaotic and toxic 2B2T truly is. But that's part of why I've always found it so fascinating. Since there's no Mr. Beast video actually coming out, 2B2T is safe for now. To stay updated and for more 2B2T content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Fit Fam. Also make sure to follow me on my socials. But that's it for today, everyone. Take it easy, and we dodged a bullet.
VoiceMod is the #1 real-time voice changer for gamers and content creators.
Have fun with your voice.
The soundboard gives you easy access to the right sound effect at the right time. Fine-tune your own filters with VoiceLab. Download now.
What I'm about to tell you is ridiculous. A few nights ago, I got killed by a digital hitman on the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft. In my 7 years on this server, this has never happened to me before, where someone knew where I was going to be, the time I was going to be there, and managed to take me out when I was at my most vulnerable. As if this place wasn't crazy enough, we have Minecraft hitmen now. So let me give you some backstory. This week's video originally was just going to focus on a group called the Guardsmen, their history on the server, how they protect land from griefers, and even me being inducted into the group with a proper ceremony. But while filming, the attack happened out of nowhere and fast. I was almost bed trapped, which means that something or someone leaked. The question is, who was the actual target here? Was it me? Or was it the Guardsmen and I just got caught in the crossfire? I'm going to show you the footage of everything leading up to the hit. A lot of this video was edited before the ceremony took place, so I had no idea any of this was about to go down. Let today be a lesson about why you should never let your guard down on Anarchy servers in Minecraft, and watch as I unknowingly walk into my own digital death. It all started 7 days ago. Today I've received an unusual request. My friend Hermetic Lock wants to meet me in-game at the ruins of my old base, Aureus City, which was destroyed 4 years ago. I asked, why Aureus? I mean, the place looks as bad as Spawn at this point. He told me that he wanted to hold a ceremony there to induct me into his new group, the Guardsmen. He described his new movement as players that came together and dedicated themselves to a single plot of land, building there, and then defending it from griefers for as long as possible. Once the land looked as destroyed as Spawn, they would move on to somewhere else. It's an open group meant to bring out the honorable side of players, and Herm told me that most of the members would be in attendance at this ceremony. So I'm on my way to the ruins of Aureus City to accept the invitation to this new group and take part in the ceremony. I have no idea what to expect. Now this is a cool thing to find on the way. This is a duping bridge, so if you don't know how it works, on 2B2T, players used to send donkeys down bridges at high speeds into portals to dupe items. Oh man, a dead body. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Let's see. Yeah, they left all their items in this chest here. They must have done a /kill back to spawn. But, oh yeah, the XP is still there too. So we found a donkey bridge and a dead body, and we haven't even reached Aureus yet. This is an interesting trip, to say the least. Looks like we've got a small base here on the way. You know, it's always fascinating to me. Every time I've come back to Aureus, I've noticed that there are smaller bases set up like 2,000 to 3,000 blocks away. Almost like the city became a pilgrimage site or something. It's very weird. I can't really tell if it's been griefed or it's just incomplete, but regardless, why would you build so close to Aureus? So after the ceremony, I guess we're all heading back to their main base, the homeland, which is the land they've been protecting for the past month. The homeland is where the rest of these induction ceremonies have taken place, so I still think it's a bit weird that mine is at Aureus, but maybe I'm just being paranoid. Griefers have been coming by almost every day to grief, so I'm curious to see what kind of shape it's in when we actually get there later on. We're almost at our destination, so I'm going to find a safe place to land, and then I'm putting on my chest plate and taking off my elytra because I like to be cautious in case I'm walking into a trap of some kind. I mean, when you're as hunted on the server as I am, you can't be too careful. I've arrived at the ruins of Aureus, and the first thing I've noticed is that someone is actually building here. So I wonder if this is what Herm had planned. This is interesting, but there was never a building like that at the original Aureus. But now that I think about it, where are all the lava casts? There used to be tons of them here back in December. They must have cleared them out. Oh my god. Is that... There's Yarn. They rebuilt my original neighborhood at Aureus City. Look at this. It's literally a block-for-block recreation of my original neighborhood. This is insane. They even rebuilt my original house here. Look at this. Man, the interior's the same and everything. They must have taken, you know, a schematic or something because this is spot on. I mean, other than this water here, but I'm guessing that has to do with the ceremony.
I've always loved sci-fi and the idea of being right on the edge of discovery and frontiers of space. And doing exploration in EVE allows me to do all of that.
The festivities don't start for a few more hours, so I'm going to get about 500 blocks away and I'm going to make a bed, put it in a cave, probably throw an e-chest down just to be safe. It's time for the ceremony, so let's see how many people showed up. Oh my, that is a lot of people. Wow, well, I guess we better get down there and say hello to everyone before the festivities really get started. So let's do a little swan dive. I'm absolutely floored still. I never thought I would see Aureus City rebuilt in any capacity and all the lava casts removed. I know this is not going to last long at all. I mean, even when the video comes out, this place is doomed. But just to see it like this one more time is crazy. We're supposed to do a group photo down by the water's edge. Oh, hold up. Oh my god, they rebuilt the glass spiral too? No wonder they wanted a photo op over here. Look at that. They outdid themselves. There we go. And with the moon in the background too, next to the spiral, this is a killer shot, man. I should be a photographer. Almost time for the ceremony, but I've been told to look in this chest here. Special gift for... Oh my god, are you kidding me? Well, I can't say I'm surprised, but this is actually a pretty cool gift. That's very wholesome. I've been told to remove all of my items before I hop in call with the guardsmen, and normally that's a horrible idea on 2B2T, but I'm in good company right now. Aureus seems pretty protected at the moment. I should be alright. But anyway, this meeting's about to get started. It's gonna take place in my old house. This is gonna feel really weird.
Come in.
I'm guessing that's not part of the ceremony, right? I didn't have time to grab much stuff because I have to head over quickly. Yarn apparently has been bed trapped by the attacker that killed us. So if he's bed trapped, he's gonna get killed over and over.
Come to save him.
All right, I see you down there. I'm gonna try to land.
We had to know something like this.
Get me out of the bed trap.
Here we go. Sit tight. I'm gonna have you out of there in a jiffy. I think the attacker's nearby, so you gotta really make a run for it, dude. Yeah, get out of here. Go, go, go. Oh, no! I've got no combat gear, so I gotta fly away. Hopefully I can make it out of here. Let's go, Fitz. Come on, come on. There we go. All right, we made it to safety. That was unexpected. I'm near the iron farm right now because I am looking for an E-chest. I took off so quickly to free Yarnamite that I completely forgot. But anyway, most of the guardsmen have either been killed and sent back to spawn, or they've been sent back to their main base, which is the homeland. So as soon as we find an E-chest, we're going to head to the homeland ourselves, and we can figure out what actually happened here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Let that be a lesson, kids. On 2B, never let your guard down. I let it down just this once, and I got deleted. All right, let's cruise. I've arrived at the homeland finally, and just about an hour ago, a battle went down here with the guardsmen being attacked. I'm guessing the griefers being here is related to us getting killed at Aureus, but they've retreated for now, so I thought I'd check things out before things heat up again. The hitman that actually killed us contacted me and told me that it was nothing personal. He just had beef with the guardsmen. So when I asked him why, he said that it was revenge for what the guardsmen did to the spawn masons. Of course, as soon as I join a group for fun, I get dragged into all of this. I was killed in the crossfire of 2B2T politics. The homeland has definitely seen some better days. It's looking wrecked. There's still withers hanging around and plenty of lava casts. I can see the remnants of the altars where the other members were inducted. In fact, I think they actually inducted Pop Bob here as a joke. Never thought I'd be in the same group as Pop Bob, but here we are. Someone actually built a giant nomad hut. That's hilarious. It's taken some damage though, but I don't think the guardsmen are planning on moving yet, and the coordinates are public, so if you want to stop by, feel free. But now that I'm a member of this group, I'm curious to see what other ideas Herm has in store, though if I had to guess, I'd say it'd be another 2B2T social experiment. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on when new content is coming out. That's it for today, everyone. Take it easy, and if you plan to play, just make sure to stay alive out there.
When you've been doing it this long, you get in a bit of a groove, a flow, a certain way.
It's no secret that the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft is one of the most chaotic places in all of the Minecraft community. So would you be surprised to learn there's an underground fight club where new players are forced to fight each other barehanded? It might sound harsh, but there's a reason they're fighting. The winners are given high-level gear and shulker boxes that would otherwise take a very long time to obtain. New players have a chance at becoming established, while the experienced ones get free entertainment. As soon as I discovered that these fights were taking place, I became highly interested in learning more. So today on 2B2T, I'm going undercover as a new player to sneak into this Minecraft fight club and learn more about the history of this bizarre practice. Since this will be my first time at the club, I will be forced to fight. I have no idea what to expect. Before we get started though, it's appropriate that we'll be in a fight arena because today's video is sponsored by Frag Pro Shooter, the best shooter game of 2020, designed for mobile devices with more than 30 million players. You can click the link in the description to download it today. The rules are simple. Destroy the enemy bunkers as quickly as possible. Once destroyed, you'll be able to access the tower and destroy it to win. The game has more than 80 characters to collect, all with unique roles and gameplay experiences. You choose your favorites to build a team of 5 and come up with your own strategies. The new 2v2 game mode lets you build a team with one of your friends or a random partner and play against others. You'll choose 3 of your own characters while your partner will get the other 3. Get free rewards right now only thanks to the link in the description down below. Now then, let's get started. Here we are on 2B2T. I'm on my alt account, Casa Maestro, which at the time of me filming this is currently an unknown alt. So this is how I'm planning to sneak into Fight Club tonight. The history behind the club's pretty fascinating. It all started with a player named Ken. That's not his actual Minecraft username, as you can clearly see. But he's been running these fights since 2017, but it wasn't until recently that the club really took off and started gaining traction. New players are given 1 totem and enter the ring to fight each other barehanded. The first person to pop their totem loses, and the winner is given a shulker box of high-level gear. So it's a great way to obtain endgame items as a new player, but the hard part is actually finding the fight club. It's in a new location around spawn every single week, and almost always ends up getting griefed when the coordinates go public. So I have a feeling the same thing is going to happen tonight. I got into contact with Ken after I actually found some Fight Club map arts during one of my Sunday morning live streams. He will be the only person there tonight that will know my true identity. This portal right here is the closest one to the coordinates I was given, so hopefully it puts us within walking distance of the Fight Club. Gotta love that little jingle. I think I've heard it like 30 times now on 2B2T accounts. That's pretty funny. Alright, it should be this way. Check that out. All that grass has been bone mealed. That is not natural, so this has to be the place. Alright, let me just get my boat here. Now let's check out how crazy this Fight Club arena is. I wonder if it's... Oh, they went fancy on this one. Look at all those diamond blocks, man. That's insane. And all the beacons coming out. Wow. Of all the fight clubs that have been held publicly, this one is definitely going to be the fanciest one. I mean, look at it. It's a full-on sporting event at this point. This is not an underground fight club. Look at that. Oh, that looks sick. So now that we've located the actual arena, it's time for us to actually set a bed nearby in case something goes wrong during this fight club tonight. Like if we accidentally get killed, it'll be nice to have a respawn point close by so we can just walk back. Let's see, anything... Oh, no wool. Oh, perfect, a bed. And there's some gapples in here, so I'm just going to take those. I slept in a bed, and I've configured my hack client to excel at unarmed combat. I really think we're going to knock some people out tonight. They won't see it coming. Oh, would you look at that? My old pal Sal is the first guest to arrive. He doesn't know that this is me right now. I should probably message him in a little bit to let him know. Yeah, how you doing, man? Yeah, we haven't seen each other on 2B in a while. The coordinates have gone public, so people are going to start showing up really soon. That ocelot looking guy is Jay Feather. He's the one that actually built this entire arena in like a matter of days, so it's pretty crazy that this whole thing came together so quickly. There's Ken, quote unquote. So now that the founder is here, the fights are actually going to begin. As people arrive, we'll see how many fights we can get through before the griefers eventually show up. It's time for my first Wait, I'm fighting Sal first? Oh boy.
Your protected purchases. Your secured shopping cart. Your debit, your way. See Visa debit on your TD Access card? It means you're protected from fraudulent purchases online thanks to Visa Zero liability.
The world opens up to those who are open to it. And it all starts with taste. The taste, liberté.
Even though Sal's my friend, I have to fight him right now because this is my first time at Fight Club, so it's nothing personal. This is just for the spirit of the club. All right, you ready? Mano a mano, baby.
Are you ready?
All right, kill aura, engage. Now, critical hacks no longer work on 2B, so I'm gonna have to start manually jumping. Oh, there we go, to land all those crits, because whoever lands the most crits wins. And my kill aura is making me automatically face my opponent, so this is looking really good right now for us. Really good. There we go. We only lost 3 hearts. GG, Sal, GG. Man, we killed it that first round. I really think my hack client setup right now is truly ideal for unarmed combat. I think it's going to carry us through all these fights tonight, which there's still a lot more. I have 2 more fights to go tonight. Coordinates have been public now for about 15 minutes, and more people keep arriving every single minute. So we're definitely going to get some good fights in. I'm actually pretty surprised at how organized this thing has actually been. You know, for being a fight club, which is supposed to be chaotic, it's well run. All right, it's time for my second fight tonight out of 3. My opponent, it's actually kind of funny. My opponent is Carrie Kitty, who has provided a lot of B-roll footage for some of my 2B2T videos in the past, but they don't know it's me. Kitty's been to a lot of the fight clubs so far, so this is going to be a very tough opponent. Let's do this. You ready?
And the battle continues.
All right, let's get it a second time here. Let's go. All right, we're landing crit after crit right now. This is looking good so far. We're taking a little more damage than the first round. Kitty's definitely a tougher opponent, but I still think we got this in the bag. My hack client is superior right now. Come on, almost. Clown down, baby. Clown down. That's what I'm talking about. Well, GG. Let me just bow to the audience a little bit. This is show business after all. But for real, one more victory and we become Fight Club champion. You know, of the things I thought I would be doing in 2020, being in a Minecraft Fight Club was not one of them. There we go. Since I am winning fights, I am getting kits here. Whoa, what? Uh-oh. No, I knew I heard an end crystal. Not the griefers have showed up. No, don't kill Kitty. Oh, they got Kitty. All right, let's get out of here. Go. There's an E-chest outside. If I can get my Elytra on, I should be able to get out of here. All right, come on. It's just like the cops showing up at a college party. All right, come on. Get airborne. Just like at Aureus. There we go. All right, we're away. We're to safety. Let me actually turn on some of my hacks now so we can see what's going on right now. Wait, hold on. Where's Sal? Did Sal get out? They're attacking Sal. Oh, no. Come on, get out of there, Sal. You got this. He just needs to get his Elytra wings open. Come on. They got him. I can't believe it. They got Sal. Oh, he almost got away. Chat's freaking out right now. I'm looking at the time right now. This week's Fight Club lasted only 35 minutes. That's it. You know, I was hoping it would last at least an hour, but hey, anything can happen on the oldest Anarchy server. You know, I just realized something. These griefers, they're using end crystals to grief. They're not even using TNT. How do you forget TNT as a griefer? Look at this. It's daytime now, and they're still going. This is the most amateur Bush League griefing I think I've ever seen on the server. Wow, the fact that this thing is still recognizable, are you guys even trying right now? Like, I'm actually in awe of how bad this grief is. Like, just get some TNT and nuke the place. Why are you just, messing around with these crystals? Yeah, here's a little love tap for you. All right, now let's actually get out of here. We've seen enough. Everyone else has abandoned the place. Let's go. So is Fight Club a legitimate strategy for new players to acquire gear? I would say the answer is yes. I mean, we got a kit, and we didn't even have to try that hard. So overall, Ken has done a really nice job running these Fight Club events, as well as all the other people involved. And this is some of the most fun I've had on 2B in a while, so will I show up to another Fight Club eventually? Maybe. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on when new content is coming out. Well, that's it for today, everyone. Take it easy, and we'll see you next time. "2B2T history is about to be made. An accomplishment that has never been done before, trapping more than 50 players in the same place at the same time. If pulled off successfully, it's going to be the largest player gathering in the server's history. You have to remember that on the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft, the majority of players online at any given time are usually scattered hundreds of thousands of blocks apart, sometimes millions. So for this many people to come together in one place is going to be insanity. Now, you're probably wondering, how are we going to get that many people together without having them try and kill each other? Well, the answer is they won't be able to kill each other, because they'll be trapped in the Obsidian Labyrinth, an inescapable maze that will keep players together long enough for the record to be set. This is potentially one of the most elaborate death traps ever set up in the server's history. From the outside, it might seem like a simple obsidian box covered in water, but once you go inside, you start to realize how many hours of work actually went into this. Today, we're going to be discussing what this thing actually is, how it was made, how we're going to lure 50 people here all at once, and hopefully, you'll get to see the record be set and chaos unfold. I've never made a 2B2T video like this before, so let's get started. Here's the plan. Several groups will have to work together in order to get enough unsuspecting players into the maze. The Guardsmen, the Infinity Incursion, and the Fight Club will all be playing a crucial role in this. The Guardsmen were responsible for the labyrinth itself, with 2B2T player Orsund being the mastermind behind it. It took 7 weeks to build from start to finish, and it's the result of multiple players working together in less than ideal conditions. Orsund wanted to make a sprawling puzzle that would be almost impossible to escape and cause frustration to even experienced players. The labyrinth is a giant obsidian maze that has no exits. How it works is players will enter it via portal from the Nether. Once trapped inside, they will have to try and find their way out, except as I mentioned, there is no way out, so they'll be stuck navigating the maze. To make sure the obsidian is not mined, 5 Elder Guardians will be brought in from local ocean monuments to give everyone mining fatigue, preventing them from breaking the obsidian blocks. While a bucket of milk can easily get rid of mining fatigue, this item is rarely carried by 2B2T players, so it should be a while before any of them are able to escape. Chorus Fruit will not work, as they will only teleport you to a different hallway inside the maze. You can't get out of it. Plus, using too many Chorus Fruit in a row on the server will get you disconnected. On top of the labyrinth, a giant water cube will surround it to prevent griefing from the outside. With no exits, small hallways, Elder Guardians, and a water cube, players should be trapped long enough for the record to be set. Many of us will be watching this take place from the outside, so in order to deal with the mining fatigue from the Guardians, Orsind, Gomer, and a few others have airlifted a cow 6,000 blocks and brought it to the labyrinth using flying machines. So that's how the labyrinth works. Now, the issue is, how do we get enough people out here at once? This is where Fight Club and the Infinity Incursion come into play. How it's going to work is Ken, the leader of Fight Club, is going to post coordinates to the Nether portal on a Friday night. Fight Club is one of the biggest social events on the server these days, so that will ensure we have plenty of people coming to the event. They think this will be the location of Fight Club, so once they pass through the portal, they'll be stuck. The Infinity Incursion is sending guards to ensure that anyone that tries to disrupt the event is killed or at least stalled, as well as convince even more people to come to the maze. The Fight Club and the Infinity Incursion actually hold the current record of most people in a single place on the server, but that was at spawn, and the Labyrinth is located in the Guardsman homeland, which is a few thousand blocks away in the Nether. All of these groups will have to come together perfectly in order for this to work. Hopefully, they'll be trapped long enough for the record to be set. We need to surpass 50 people in order to take the record. I think it's doable, but the maze itself is actually quite complex. It'll definitely keep people occupied. Anyway, I'm here at the Labyrinth 24 hours before the event is set to take place. For me to be here on my main account would be suicide. It could potentially ruin the event. So I'll be quietly filming everything on an alt account. The Guardsmen have worked incredibly hard building this. Hopefully everything goes smoothly and there aren't any hiccups. I really hope there are no hiccups.
Colors can be sketched, dye-dyed, or even stretched. Whether you prefer hot pinks or cool blues, we have thousands of colors to show off every shade of you. Discover your colors with Michael's same-day delivery and curbside pickup. Michael's, made by you.
6 hours left, and we've got a little bit of a problem right now. Last night, some idiot came by and killed the Elder Guardians for no reason, so now they're hard at work transporting more Guardians to the maze in time. I think we should be able to get them in place before the event starts, but fingers crossed. That was a close one. We've got about an hour before the event, and the Guardsmen managed to get the Elders back in the Labyrinth, so mission accomplished. But I'm going to go get set up in the Nether to await everyone's arrival. I think Ken is going to be releasing the coordinates in about 45 minutes, so we'll see how this goes tonight. A few people are here at the portal in the Nether so far, but I'm going to wait till more people arrive before I enter the Labyrinth, because once we go in, it's going to be pretty crazy. There we go. A ton of people have arrived now, so I think it's pretty safe for us to actually get in there ourselves. This is it, the moment of truth. Are we gonna break the record tonight? Let's see. And that is a lot of tracers. All right. This is looking promising so far. Okay, let's actually get out of the maze first, and then we can assess what's going on. So far, no one's trying to kill each other yet, so this is a very promising sign. I'm on the very bottom layer of the Labyrinth right now. I'm just waiting for people to get away from me. Then I'm gonna chug my milk, and then hopefully dig down through the Obsidian and get out. Give it the old college chug. There we go. All right, dig. And there we go. Perfect. Let's plug it up. Excellent, we've escaped. Now let's get to the top of the cube and see what's going on. This mining fatigue is working a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, all these players are still trapped inside. They're trying to dig, but as you can see, nothing's happening. I'm keeping track of how many names I come across. I think we're gonna break the record tonight. It's looking real promising. All 5 of the Elder Guardians are still safe, as long as they're still alive. That's what's gonna keep this event going. So far, I've counted 39 people at the event, and more keep coming every minute, so this is very, very promising. You know, despite this thing being a massive death trap, I'm actually shocked at how peacefully everyone's trying to navigate the maze, at least for now. And that didn't last long. Looks like Universius is in some trouble right now. Let's see if he can escape. Oh, he's got coarse fruit. Is this gonna work? Oh, look at that clean getaway. You'll love to see it. I've took a head count 46. We need 4 more people and we've got it. And at the rate they're coming in, we should have it in a few minutes. But I just hope they can all stay alive long enough. Those stragglers better hurry up because they're dropping the withers now. Oh yeah, they've only got about, I'd say 2 minutes before everyone starts getting out. Oh man, 52 players I've counted here. I mean, they're spread across this entire thing. I can't even get them all in render distance. So now the question is, how long are the Elder Guardians going to survive for? Even the mastermind of the labyrinth is getting some PvP action in. That's pretty awesome. All 4 of the Outer Guardians have been killed, which means only the one in the middle remains. And according to my watch, it's been 32 minutes, which means that last one is living on borrowed time right now. We'll see how it fares. A bunch of players have escaped topside, so it's only going to go downhill from here. Oh, and look at that. The chaos has already started. People trying to kill each other. Well, we did what we could. They're trying to break into the final chamber to kill the last Guardian, so it looks like the event might be coming to a close really soon. Whoa! Oh, they tried to kill me as I was filming down there. Even on an alt account, I'm not safe. Could you imagine if I was on my main account right now? I would be dead by now. Now that the final Guardian's been killed, it lasted 41 minutes, and we got 52 people here at the same time. A brand new record. There was 4 deaths and 1 suicide. So this labyrinth did the job of keeping everyone alive long enough for the record to be set. Wow, this was absolute chaos here, and I loved every minute of it. And if you loved every minute of it, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on when new content's coming out. But that's it for today, everyone. Take it easy, and if you plan to play, stay alive out there.
This is how fast YouTube is with Brave. Notice how there's no pre-roll ads? And here's how you...
The famous Nether Highway system on the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft is in trouble. On 2B2T, griefers have begun an unorthodox campaign to shut all the roads down using an automated program, and the highway repair groups are doing their best to fight back. Both groups are on the verge of a full-scale conflict. On many servers, nether highways are the roads that keep people connected and are the most effective way to travel long distances. This is especially true on 2B2T, which holds the world record for the longest nether highways ever built in survival Minecraft, going on for millions of blocks. But this massive system is in trouble, and today we're taking a look at what's been happening to them, why they are being griefed, how they are being griefed, and what is being done to stop it. I'll also be logging into the server itself to take a look firsthand at the damage. Since we're going to be in the Nether today, things are going to get heated, so I hope you're ready. To understand why the highways being griefed is such a big deal, you need to understand just how massive they actually are. Despite having zero grief protection, each main axis highway goes all the way to 3.7 million blocks in the Nether, which brings you to the world border on the other side of the portals. Their combined length is 14.8 million blocks, or about 15,000 kilometers, almost one half the circumference of planet Earth, and that's only counting the main roads, not even the diagonals or highways to the corners, which would bring the total length even higher. To a griefer, this is very imposing, but recently a campaign has been started against the highways using an automated technique that's never been seen before. Let me explain. In the past, there have been griefing attempts on the Nether highways, but none of them really worked. The highway system is notoriously difficult to grief for a few reasons. The first being how durable the roads actually are. Back in the day, beds and other explosives were used to destroy the tunnels, but all it took was a single bridge of blocks to make the griefing obsolete. When obsidian became the main material used to construct roads, withers were used to try and destroy them. But withers can only take out a certain amount of blocks before falling to the Nether floor, and the obsidian can easily be replaced. Cobwebs were actually used at one point to slow players down, but because 2B2T is an anarchy server where hacking is allowed, they can be walked through at full speed if a player is using no slow hacks. So this was a lot of work for something that would only work on vanilla players. During YouTube invasions, lava walls or other traps were made to stop people, but since god apples are so common, all it takes is one to make these traps useless. On top of these grief methods, the Nether Highway system is one of the few public works projects that has dedicated groups of players repairing them at all times. SIG, or the Spawn Infrastructure Group, is probably one of the most well-known. The group has mainly been responsible for the upkeep of the highway system the past few years. 2B2T's Nether Highway system is a tough nut to crack, but this is where today's video truly begins. Enter a griefer named MC Ren, who had a brand new approach to griefing the highways. Over the past year, the server has been going through its automation period, with bots being responsible for constructing massive obsidian structures near spawn. Ren saw how effective these methods were at creating massive objects that were tough to grief, and that's when it hit him. The highway repair groups have always undone griefs by placing obsidian. They've never actually had to remove it. So instead of trying to destroy the highways, what if they were clogged up? Ren got to work and created a program that automatically placed obsidian in a solid wall as he walked backwards, perfectly fitting the highway's design. Now, even with efficiency 5 on a diamond pickaxe, it takes 2.2 seconds to mine one block of obsidian, and that's assuming there's no lag. Ren's program places 10 blocks of obsidian per second. So in the time it would take to mine one block, 22 of them can be placed automatically. Block placement is set to 1 tick per block with a slight delay in order to prevent the server's anti-cheat from kicking in. This is the first time in the server's history where griefing the obsidian highways is actually easier than repairing them. It didn't take long for others to join Ren in his cause, and soon, multiple people were working together to grief the roads. As soon as word got out that the highways were being plugged, the repair groups did what they could to prevent the griefing. One in particular, the IIS, or Independent Interstate Society, began a campaign to directly stop the griefers. Because the highways could be filled in so quickly, it took multiple people working at the same time in order to undo the damage. This footage is taken from the Milkmaid's YouTube channel, where we see the members of the IIS constantly racing against the clock in order to stop the griefers. The side highways that run parallel to the main highways were expanded to make travel easier. Haste beacons were set up in order to make mining obsidian even faster, but even with the beacons, it still takes 1 second to mine a piece of obsidian with efficiency 5, which is still far slower than Ren's program is capable of placing them. So with a method of griefing this simple, how can they truly be stopped?
Have you ever noticed how much brighter the sun shines after a storm? Maybe that's just nature's way of making up for what we missed.
After speaking to the griefers themselves, they told me that Crystal PvP is the biggest threat, as they have to stop what they are doing and deal with them as they come by. But just in the past week, the server's admin, Housemaster, has nerfed some of the PvP hacks allowed on the server. Crystal Aura is now much slower and harder to kill with, so taking out griefers with crystals will require much more effort. Another thing slowing down the griefers is that they have to occasionally stop and mine E-chests in order to obtain more obsidian. So catching a griefer off guard while they are mining is another legitimate tactic. But despite the best efforts of the repair groups, the highways continue to be plugged. So we are going to log into 2B2T right now to see who is currently winning this griefing war and how the campaign has disrupted travel all across the server. Let's do this. I'm back on my alt account, K-Pop Bob, so we can head back to spawn to see the damage. Now, before we head there, I want to say if you're enjoying today's video and you enjoy 2B2T content, consider hitting that subscribe button. But no pressure, no pressure. Alright, let me organize my inventory and then we're going to /kill all the way back to spawn. Ah, spawn, sweet spawn. Gotta love the beauty of this destruction. But anyway, I'm gonna turn on my portal tracer hacks to see if we can find another portal. Oh, we have quite the selection to choose from right now. But we're gonna go with the one that's topside. So we want to get into the nether and see the overall damage that's been caused by this highway war. Let's do it. The nether hub is looking even more destroyed than it normally is, and that's saying something. It looks like, oh, there's someone trapped in a portal right there. Poor them. But there's a lot of activity in the nether right now, so we have to be extra careful as we navigate. This new player won't stop following me. Must not crystal. I'm gonna play nice. I'm not gonna kill him. He can come along. I just hope he doesn't get us into trouble. Alright, let's keep moving. On the early parts of the highway here, it seems like it's been cleared out. I mean, you can see the remnants of the blockage on the sides of the road. Oh, hold up. Oh, we've got a repair person up here. Will they let us pass peacefully? Yeah, don't mind us. We're just two brand new players just minding our own business. Yep, don't mind us. That's, oh, wow. He actually let us pass. That's awesome. Man, these repair people are actually pretty dope. All right, let's continue, and hopefully we don't run into any more trouble farther down the road, but it seems pretty clear. And here we go, some blockage. Now, the first part of the nether highway has been cleared pretty well, but we've got the blockage here around 2,000 blocks out. But it looks like they've been making some side highways. Look at that. So those are brand new nether highways constructed on the side of the blockage. So the repair groups like the IIS are doing a really good job right now. All right, let's continue. So to explain what's happening, the repair groups and the griefers are basically insulting each other with wither names, and I can't even show it to you because it is just some vile, disgusting stuff. But look at all these withers. Jeez. I guess one was not enough, huh? The blockage is continuing to get worse here, as you can see. So the early parts of the highway were cleared very well, but these later sections are really, they need some work. But there's a little tunnel here, which is good. But still, if you were elytra flying, this would be a major inconvenience. Oh! Oh! That could have been the end of the video right there, but there's this small path underneath. Oh, that could have been much worse. Much worse. And we're still going here. Woo! Man, you always got to stay on your toes. Man, they are just going at it with these withers, man. Uh-oh. Oh, we got a griefer. That is one of the highway griefers. Oh, but he's stuck in the tunnel right now. Okay, maybe I can make my way towards the side of the highway and get off in a tunnel. All right, let's go. Sorry, bud, you're on your own. On 2B2T, it's kill or be killed, man. Every man for themselves. All right, is there a portal? Come on. Okay, they're out of tracer range now, which is good. All right, here's a portal. Let's hop in. Is he coming? Is he coming? No. He took the bait by going after that other player. Housemaster, rest his soul. But we did it. We made it out alive. Now it's time to get down from here. I'm back on my main account right now, and from what we were able to see on the highways, this war is still going on between the builders and the griefers. Which side are you on? Well, all I can say is that I will be following all the developments of this conflict very closely, as I always do. And remember, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, And also follow me on Instagram and Twitter to stay updated on when new content is coming out. But that's it for today, everyone. Take it easy, and if you plan to play on 2B2T, just make sure to stay alive out there, okay?
At Scotiabank, we know that when everything you need is in one place, you can do more, live.
The Minecraft highway you're looking at right now has been used by travelers for almost 10 years. On the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft, out of all 4 of the overworld highways, the Eastern Road is the most traveled. Due to its popularity, it has seen a level of destruction that the other highways haven't. The road is littered with ghost towns, destroyed settlements, massive lava casts, and other strange oddities. But how far does the road actually go? The Western Highway, which is the least traveled, stops at around 80,000 blocks overworld. I'm guessing this one goes a lot farther. So it's time for us to find out. Today we'll be traveling the entire Eastern Highway to take in the sights, uncover its secrets, and see where it actually ends. What will we find at the end of the road? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. Here we are at the very beginning of the Eastern Highway. We're at spawn right next to the massive water cube. Now, the reason this highway is the most traveled is that historically, new players would use it to walk to the Valley of Wheat, which usually gave them enough food to survive the rest of their journey. When the valley was eventually griefed in 2016, the destruction continued along the Eastern Highway. Almost no settlements survived. So it's time for us to find out how far it actually goes, and if there's any settlements still standing. But we're taking this trip alone. Let's get a move on. Look at these vines going all the way down to bedrock. Just another site of 2B2T spawn. I legitimately have no idea how long the road actually is. I'm assuming it goes to at least 100,000 blocks. But after that, I don't know. Oh, check that out. There's a horse down there. Oh, it's a skeleton horse too. That's really useful. Skeleton horses are highly valued on 2B2T because withers will not actually attack them due to their undead status. So let's go get this bad boy. I'm on an alt account right now, so I don't actually have any saddles, but that's alright, because on 2B2T, no saddle, no problem. The entity control hack allows me to use the horse anyway. The only downside is that it makes the horse's movement kind of strange, but I can tolerate it for now, at least until we get far out from spawn, then we can go find a saddle. We've made it a few thousand blocks away, the horse is in one piece, so now the real journey begins, and thanks to entity speed, it'll go a little bit quicker than I originally anticipated. Whoa. Alright, crystal trap. These are common on the highways for people that accidentally leave their crystal aura on. We need to be careful. This highway checkpoint has definitely seen better days. It's covered in lava cast, but this is just a taste of the destruction we're going to see all along this highway. Let's keep moving. And would you take a look at this? This is the 10K milestone on the highway. Oh man, we gotta get a better look at this thing. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe this was built by a group called the Templars a few years ago, and it's still in great shape. Obsidian really can stand the test of time if done properly. Wow, this place is amazing. Now we've hit 10,000 blocks. Our next major milestone on the highway here is going to be at 13,000 blocks, which is the Valley of Wheat. Well, at least what's left of it anyway. And there she is, looking as lava casted as ever. Man, it seems like every time I come here, the lava cast gets bigger and bigger. But man, as we move along this terrain here, I'm noticing the horse is having trouble going up and down slopes, and it's kind of jerking around a little bit. So after we're done with the Valley of Wheat here, we definitely need to go get a saddle, but oh my god. Look how massive it is. Whoa, check this out. Wait, there's actual wheat at the Valley of Wheat right now? Are you serious? The fact that someone's trying to recreate the valley using obsidian instead of sandstone, it's quite impressive and very noble, but foolish, I might add. But hey, on an Anarchy server, I'm sure they understand that if they build this, it's likely going to get griefed again. Take a look up there. airships. There's a whole bunch of them up there. It looks like they were trying to put together a squadron for bombing the lava casts, but recently, the server's admin, Housemaster, patched TNT duplication, so they likely weren't able to finish the bombings in time. Wow, but they're up there ready to move. Whoever put these signs up has no idea this is actually the valley. They think it's just a massive lava cast. I guess it shows why documenting the server's history is so important, because without it, many of these builds and structures would be lost to time. Just a couple of gravestones, that's not a bad sign or anything, right? I think we'll be okay. Oh wait, it says you. Hopefully that's not us that ends up in that grave, but I think we'll be alright. But why do I get the feeling that the highway is just gonna get weirder and weirder from here? I just have a feeling, you know? But, my horse. It's having trouble getting up these steps. I think it's time for me to go find a saddle real quick. I had to travel about 5,000 blocks off the highway to find this dungeon, but now we're in business. There we go, with the saddle, with Entity Speed hacks and Entity Jesus hacks. It's controlling like a dream right now. The rest of the journey is going to be so much more pleasant. I'm sure this used to be a base at one point, but by now I think you've realized it's a bad idea to build on the Axis Highway. I mean, everything we've seen so far has been griefed. I have yet to see a settlement that is actually still standing. That goes to show you just how frequently griefers are patrolling this road. I'm sorry, there's a massive unlit portal here. I had to stop just to light it. I've got to do this. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been here. I'm sure it was lit at one point. So, let's do the honors again. Oh, big portal. The 20,000 block milestone with a stained glass tower and Swiss cheese obsidian. I can't believe how much we've already seen, and we're only 20k out. That's wild. Another ghost town. You know, every time I see one like this, I always wonder who were the residents. Where are they now in life? Like, do they even play Minecraft anymore? I always have these thoughts when I'm exploring on 2B. Oh, we've got some chests up here. Oh, look at this. It's an actual settlement, the Slushy Shack. That's an interesting name. But hey, this is the first intact settlement we've seen. And look at all the travelers that have come through here, all the signs. This is great. I mean, there's no items left, but hey, what can you do? Wow, I'm just glad we found something that's intact so far. Now, we should probably leave an item since it says take an item and there's nothing left. We'll give them some iron ingots, probably some zombie flesh just as a little bit of food. Do I want to give a totem? Nah, they should be fine without it. Yeah, I changed my mind. Let's give them a totem. You know what? Let's share the wealth, right? Let's give them one. So good luck to whoever finds that, but wow, this is pretty awesome. I've been noticing all the signs are dated 2020, which means someone went up and down the highways destroying all the previous signs. But hey, even with a lack of signs, new ones seem to pop up instantly. You know, that's human nature, I guess, is just to mark that you've been here. I have no idea what this could have been at one point, but I mean, that's kind of the fun part of these journeys, is as we pass these griefs, we can try and figure out what they used to be at one point. I mean, was this a fortress, a farm? Who knows? There's a pathway leading over here. Oh, crafting tape. Oh, you know what? Look, it's the Valley of Crafting Tables. For those of you that remember, a few months ago, I covered that there was a crafting table cult on 2B2T, and this is the valley that they built, but it has gotten significantly destroyed since then. Holy cow. I completely forgot this was on the Eastern Highway. Well, hey, I guess that once again shows you that everything on this highway gets griefed. I hope you're enjoying the journey so far. We've been seeing some cool stuff, but if you are, have you considered subscribing to the channel? Most of my viewers aren't actually subbed, but hey, no pressure. We have a long ways to go yet. Now that is a big log.
Ready to get started with Google Ads? Here's a few tips to get you on the right track. Let's start with your search ads. First, grab customers' attention in the headline. Try our new stuffed crust pizza. Then, be clear on what you offer. Is this pizza for delivery? Great. Finally, tell them what to do next. Call to order now. Nice. Next, build your campaign. Pick your goals. That could be more clicks, calls, or more clients visiting your store. Then decide who you're selling to and where.
I mean, it used to be a log, but now it's burnt down. I don't know if that